Today we're going to analyze the 2006-2007 UEFA Champions League quarter-final between PSV Eindhoven against Liverpool. PSV is using formation 4-3-3 with Gomez on the goal. On the right back there's Kromkamp, two centre backs there's Da Costa and Simons. On the left back there's Salcido. Three midfielders there's Veyrinen, Koku and Mendes. On the right wing there is Culina, in the middle Tardelli, and on the left there is Farfan. Meanwhile, Liverpool is using 4-4-2 formation with Reina on the goal. On the right back there's Finan, two centre backs Carragher and Agger, and on the left back there's Reese. On the right midfielder there is Gerrard, two central midfielders there's Mascherano and Xabi, and on the left there is Fabio, and two central strikers there's Kuyt and also Crouch. PSV shift their shape from a standard 4-3-3 into a more fluid 4-2-3-1 to enhance their attacking fluidity. When initiating play from the back, the build-up relies on the vision of Simons, who act as a deep distributor. Simons look to feed the ball into Koku, who quickly switches the point of attack with a precise long diagonal pass to Kirlina on the right wing. Kirlina's role is to act as a release valve, holding up possession and stalling the defender just long enough to allow Kromkamp to make an overlapping run before feeding him to deliver a cross into the penalty box. As Da Costa plays the ball wide to Kromkamp, Veyrinen triggers a decoy run into the right half space. Because Veyrinen is closely tracked by Mascherano, this vertical run successfully drags Mascherano out of position, opening up a vital passing lane in the central channel. Kromkamp then bypasses the congested middle by feeding the ball forward to Culina on the flank. Instead of forcing cross against a set defense, Culina plays a progressive pass back inside to Mendes. Sometimes Da Costa just passes it directly to Culina on the front. This shows how PSV tried to use overloads on the right wing and third man combination to break through Liverpool's compact mid-block. To counter PSV's structural adjustment, Liverpool's duo of Xabi and Mascherano employs an aggressive man-marking system. By tightly shadowing Koku and Mendes, Liverpool effectively smooths PSV's central progression. This denies both midfielders the time and space to turn or pick out forward passes. In response to the central gridlock, Culina drops deep from his right-wing position into the midfield to create a 3 versus 2 numerical superiority alongside Koku and Mendes, outnumbering Liverpool's pivot. To maintain width on the right flank vacated by Culina, Tardelli drifts out wide to the right wing. Consequently, when Liverpool successfully blocks the central avenues, PSV is forced to switch the point of attack to Tardelli's side to bypass Alonso and Mascherano's central trap. During Liverpool's build-up phase, Agger looks to initiate play by passing into Xabi. Culina immediately steps out of the midfield line to apply intense pressure on the Spaniard. Recognizing the trap, Agger alters his target and plays the ball laterally to Mascherano instead. However, PSV is quick to respond as Mendes instantly shifts over to pressure him. To bypass this energetic central press, Carragher takes a more pragmatic approach from the back line, choosing to completely skip the midfield line by delivering long-range aerial passes toward Crouch or Kuyt. As the ball is launched toward Crouch, Gerrard cleverly drops back from his right midfield position into the vacated half space to act as the primary receiver for the subsequent knockdown. Simultaneously, as Gerrard occupies the central channel, Crouch uses his momentum to drive wide, pulling PSV centre-backs out of alignment and creating dynamic positional rotation that allows Liverpool to securely establish possession deep within PSV's half. When Crouch intentionally drifts into wide positions, he drags a PSV defender out of the defensive line, in which Rees triggers an underlapping run from the flank into the penalty box to join the attack. This fluid dynamic forces the PSV defense to scramble and ultimately allows Crouch to exploit the disrupted backline and fashion a high-quality goal-scoring opportunity. Simultaneously, as Gerrard shifts inside to occupy the right half space, Mascherano reads the movement and drifts wide to provide width and an easy passing outlet for Finan. Once Finan plays the ball wide to Mascherano, he immediately exploits the space left behind by the tracking defenders by making a dynamic underlapping run inside. Mascherano then returns the ball. Finan received the ball in an advanced position and delivered a whipped cross into penalty box. Because PSV's defenders were preoccupied with Crouch's aerial threat, Gerrard was able to coast in unmarked with a powerful header that beat Gomez at the near post. In the second half, PSV replaced Farfan with Xiang. Higher up the pitch, when PSV attempts to build up play through Kromkamp, Liverpool's entire midfield block shifts to the left side of the pitch. This tactical squeezing forces PSV into a misplaced pass, triggering an immediate Liverpool counter-attack right from the center. Spearheaded by Gerrard, dribbles vertically, then he passes it to Rees, who sprints down the left flank, allowing him to deliver a whipped cross into the penalty box. As PSV attempts to break forward, Agger pushing high up the pitch to counter-press Mendes before he can turn. Mendes managed to escape Agger's pressure. He quickly passed the ball wide to Tardelli on the right flank. He then cuts inside into the right half space, drawing defenders toward him before passing it to the overlapping Kromkamp, who exploits the space left. When counter-attack led by Gerrard from the right, he dribbles the ball to occupy the inner channel, while Kuyt drifts wide to the right wing. Gerrard passed the ball out wide to Kuyt, who later gave looping cross into the penalty box, targeting the late arriving runners from midfield. Liverpool established an aggressive defensive blueprint during PSV's build-up. Rees and Gerrard are instructed to push high up the pitch and press PSV's fullbacks and forces the home side to risk long, low-percentage balls over the top. Simons attempted a clearance from the edge of his own penalty area, but miscued it entirely, slicing the ball directly into Rees. He took one touch to settle the bouncing ball and unleash a long-range shot. PSV later replaced Mendes with Kluivert to increase the goal-scoring chance. Higher up the pitch, PSV targets the space behind Liverpool's defensive line, with Xiang trying to make a vertical run while Finan tracks him tightly. Kluivert cleverly shifts out to the left flank, operating as a moving target to receive progressive pass from Salcido. Simultaneously, central build-up highly difficult for Simons, as Xabi and Mascherano tightly man-marked Vairinen and Chiellina. To bypass this, Chiellina drops deeply into the right half space to act as a passing option for Simons, while Kluivert drops vertically from the front line into the center despite the heavy tracking from Agger. Realizing the central area are suffocated, Da Costa opting for a long diagonal switch to Xiang. In a structural reorganization, Salcido pushes higher up the pitch into the attacking line, with Cocu dropping back to cover the left back. When Liverpool's build-up breaks down in the middle third, Cocu triggers an aggressive counter-press against Crouch, winning the ball and instantly pass to Xiang on the left wing. Xiang holds up the ball and frees the defender before giving an inside pass to Chiellina in the half space, who unleash a curling effort toward goal. When Liverpool opts for a direct build-up strategy from the back, Kuyt makes a dynamic run behind PSV's back four, while Crouch shifts out to the right flank. This allows Rees and Gerrard to push higher up the pitch to create a high-stakes 4 versus 4 situation. However, Gerrard shifts inside into the right half space rather than staying wide. Once he receives the progressive pass, he quickly passes the ball out to Kuyt on the right, who releases a cross into the penalty box. Similar situation, Xabi passed the ball out to Finan on the right wing once again. Finan had space to deliver high cross toward the back post. Crouch outjumped his marker, heading the ball back into the far corner.
Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.